Hi, good afternoon. Today we are going to talk about one of the most common problems with the universities here in Mexico. One of these problems is to get a place in a public school like IPN, UAM or UNAM. Most of the population in Mexico has several problems to get a place with the universities because the lack of budget affects to everyone, and especially to those schools, public schools, which we are going to talk about today. Between the better public schools, we have the UNAM, which has the biggest population of students, and it has the best careers in degree programs, and also his infrastructure and equipment is very good. And for that, people here in Mexico consider it as the #1 of all the country. Then we have the IPN, my alma mater, one of the most strict universities in Mexico. It's considered as an university of highest educational level, especially in the careers of engineering. The labs and the equipment dedicate to different subjects or students of these careers are amazing. Many industries donate some equipment to the schools to practice, to do many things with that stuff, but unfortunately it is not exempt of corruption of some people who are inside of those schools, and they waste the opportunity to teach to their students the things that they going to see in the future on that industries. Also, we have the UAM. It has good careers, his equipment is not so bad, but the places in that university are not too much. The students don't take the classes that they need to. Other times, the teachers think that their time is too valuable to do their jobs teaching the classes of their students, of course. Another university that we're going to talk about is the famous Tec of Monterrey, a private university that is one of the best private schools and also one of the most expensive in all the country. Its infrastructure and equipment are very good, but the way to teach is quite different than the others. The students are good speakers and work very well in an office, but sometimes they don't know how to do the hard work. But the thing is that those universities have something in common, something that connects them in one same way, a problem for students in Mexico. The difficult to get a place in those universities, and I know how difficult is it, because you have to prepare yourself, you have to be clever, faster, and even better than other people who also trying to get a place. But some of them already have a place because the UNAM and the IPN have high schools that prepare you to for your vocation that you want for your life, which are the CETIs from IPN and preparatorias and CCHs from UNAM. The students from those universities, from those high schools have direct pass to his corresponding university. But what about the other? What about the foreigners? What about the students who comes from other high schools? Don't they have the same possibility? Or are they less important? A survey was made by UNAM and indicate that the 18.75% of the teenagers has high education. In fact, 3,377,372 are students on those universities, public universities. And the question is, what about the other percent? Most of them are foreigners and didn't get a place in a public school. But here's the interesting. The Tec de Monterrey has placed to many students, but it's very, very expensive. In a career of laws, for example, you have to pay almost like 18,000 pesos by month. And most of the students don't have that money. So they can get in and they left past one semester or a year to retry and get a place in the other universities which don't pay anything to study. What would you do if you were in the same position? Unfortunately, not all the world think the same as the students. This educational crisis is largely by the government. Also, the corruption into these universities, because the directors or the bureaucratic employees keep with the budget designated to those universities. And the idea is that, what should we do? What can we do to make better the education? These questions are where we should begin thinking about our country and our education. My name is Hugo Quiroga, and thank you for your attention.